So, here I am again with yet another setup, as you can see. Long and short of it is I bought too many sofas, so we now have a sofa in every room. I digress. I said last time I did a review for you guys that I had been dragged out of a very intense reading slump by Grayson, which was a fantastic book by the brilliant Jolene Getler. You can see her little section up there above my head. However, the next book I chose to read was actually the first DNF I've had for a while. Now, this is the book in question, Aftermath by LeVar Burton. Now, I am, as you know, I don't need to tell you, but I will, a huge Star Trek fan, always have been all my life and continue to this day. LeVar Burton is on another level. LeVar Burton is a literacy hero. He is responsible for the likes of Reading Rainbow. He is responsible for Reading with LeVar. He's responsible for so many charities and events and campaigns to make reading accessible to everybody, that he is a true legend without all of his Star Trek stuff. Unfortunately, while he can champion books and read books to people in a manner that just makes you bubble up with goosebumps, he can't write one. And I really don't like saying that because, as I say, he is a huge bookish hero. However, this book in particular is his only book, and it was written in 1997. But people are only just discovering it now because of the relevance to the time that we're currently living in. Now, there has been a racial war in America, and its tensions are high. Many cities have been destroyed. There's also been environmental disasters. And the whole thing revolves around the repercussions of this race war. So it's a very important theme, a very important topic, and something that really I was lovingly desperate to delve into. Unfortunately, although people are discovering this book now because of its connotations to our current timeline, it is a product of when it was written. Now, I don't imagine LeVar Burton to be this kind of person, but every single female character in this book, every one, and that includes a 10-year-old girl, is either sexually assaulted, attempted to be sexually assaulted, or is in some way referenced with sexual assault. Every single female character. There are multiple, and they are all subjected to this. There is also so much repetition going on. Now, for context, America elects its first black president. 4 days later, he's killed, which is sort of a catalyst, if you like, to this war. We are told that in one of the very first chapters. But then we're told it again in the next one, and again in the next one, and again in the next one. And there are so many plot holes through this, and I don't mean like little things that you might pick up on that others might not, and you're sort of going, hang on a minute, what about that? I mean like gaping plot holes, like you could stick your head through the book, such is the size of the plot holes. And it's just incredibly boring. It's incredibly boring for such a passionate person to write about such a passionately expressed theme and to try and delve into the virus, I guess, of racism and this war that's happened. It's fucking boring. Like, there's too much waffle. There's not enough detail. There's too much of all the wrong things. And I got to 56%. And I was just thinking to myself, we haven't even got into it yet. We haven't even got into the whole point of this story. And it's less than 300 pages. And I'm thinking to myself, if you are over halfway through the book and you haven't got into the meat of what you're trying to say, then it's not a good enough expression of what it is you are trying to get across. Anything to do with black authors, racial discrimination, it needs to be read. It's important. It needs to be more widespread and more available. But you have to actually do what you're setting out to do. And LeVar Burton waffles to the point where you are falling asleep. And I couldn't finish it. I just couldn't go any further. I had to DNF it, which hurts because A, it's LeVar Burton, and B, because the themes that the book is supposedly trying to put across, everybody needs to read about this kind of thing, and yet, I don't know. It suffers a lot from not doing what it sets out to do. And I've had a couple of books like that recently. So I DNF'd it. I read over halfway, so I did rate it. I only gave it a 2 stars. But read it yourself. It's in Kindle Unlimited. That's how I got hold of it. Read it yourself. If you can get through it, then please do read it, because as I say, anything to do with awareness of racial discrimination and anything to do with that, and of course black authors, there aren't enough black authors being read, do read it. If you can get through it, I envy you, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was a terrible, terrible execution of a fantastic idea. So I'm sorry, LeVar, but I'm definitely more of a Reading Rainbow and a Geordie LaForge fan than I am of your own writing work. And it's probably why he didn't write another book. Oh, I feel wrong saying all of that. I really do.